Everybody wants a keyboard that is Thocky, but it's normally either hard to achieve or really expensive. But I think I just found a pre-built 75% keyboard that is Thocky for only $60. So I'm gonna go through all the features on this board, do a sound test, and determine if the Ajazz AK820 Pro is worth it. Right out of the box, you get the user manual, a USB-C cable, a keycap and switch puller, and of course the keyboard itself. It's a pretty bare bones unboxing. You only really get what you really need, which I don't really hate. I'd rather have more features in the keyboard than the accessories. Something pretty unique about this keyboard is it does have a very small screen in the bottom right. You can customize it through the software. If you watch a few tutorials, you can find out how if you search them up on YouTube. I haven't really done that because it's not really worth the time to me, as I don't really find it very useful. But if you really want to customize your keyboard just that much more, this keyboard does allow you to do that. A couple other features this keyboard does have, which I find on most keyboards, but it's still nice to see, is it is hot swappable and wireless with Bluetooth and 2.4 gigahertz. The keycaps are PBT and double shot and are really high quality. It comes in a few different colorways, either white and purple, or like this one, gray with some yellow accent keys. I got the gray with the yellow accent keys, but I think that the white and purple personally looks a little bit better, but it's up to personal preference. They both look pretty good overall. You can also choose the profile the keycaps are in. I only see the options for OEM and MOA, but these ones came in cherry on my keyboard, so I'm not sure if they're just out of stock for those or they got rid of the option. For now, you can get OEM or MOA. I would definitely recommend OEM over MOA, which is like kind of like a circly keycap, which I mean, it's kind of like a niche thing. I don't really see many people wanting to get that, but it is an option. The case is made out of plastic, which is kind of obvious because it is a budget keyboard only costing $60. There is the Ajazz logo on the front of the keyboard. Normally, I don't really like logos on keyboards because I kind of like the clean look. But this logo is not too bad, and if you use like a wrist rest, you don't even see the logo, so I'm not really too mad about it. There's 4 rubber feet for grip underneath the keyboard, and 2 height adjustable feet as well. You can also find the 2.4 gigahertz dongle underneath the keyboard, as well as a switch for wireless modes and switching between Mac and Windows mode. And on the back side of the keyboard, you can find the USB-C port, kind of near the right side of the middle, not directly in the middle, not on the right, just kind of on the right side of the middle. The switches in the keyboard I got are the Ajazz Flying Fish switches, which are extremely light, linear switches, and they're almost a little bit too light, but they're really good for gaming as it's pretty easy to press down. You can also choose the Ajazz Gift switch, which is also a linear switch. I'm not sure if they do have tactile switches and they're just out of stock again, but all I see are linear switches. Again, this keyboard is hot swappable, so you can always change out the switches later on. It does have a thin layer of foam and a nice silicone pad to take away some of the hollow pinging sound of the plastic case. This keyboard basically has everything. I think it looks incredible, and the build quality isn't too bad for it only costing $60. Also, the keyboard is very Thocky out of the box and maybe only requires a little bit of lube on the stabilizers to make it sound just that much better. Of course, it's not the most Thocky keyboard I've ever heard, but for only $60, it's probably the best you're ever gonna get. The screen, while not very useful to me, is something new and unique, and especially for a budget keyboard, it's something really nice and something that you can use to customize your keyboard just a little bit more than a normal keyboard. The AK820 Pro is very similar to the Ala F75, which I just reviewed, which is also a 75% keyboard that is very Thocky out of the box. So you can check that video out here, and be sure to subscribe as I'm going to be comparing those two keyboards very, very soon.